All right, Third and Teal, welcome back again. We are live for the second time. We can no longer say that we've never been on live television before, actually. So apparently, we have been on television before, apparently. So
we have been on live television before.
We have. So thank you for stopping by. Come comment, come like, come subscribe, I don't care, whatever you got to do. Just make sure you have a good night and you watch some Jacksonville Jaguars talk before this Packers game. We got Trevor and Eric in the house as always. Eric, you seem like you got something to say. What's going on, Eric?
No, I don't have anything to say. I'm just listening.
Just to get a big breathe in. I'm like, all right, Eric's ready to go.
Nah, I'm chilling right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting ready for your cruise, huh?
Yeah, that part.
There you go. What about you, Trevor? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You might notice some new shoulder digits because you got to rock the dog, the killer, the boy that's taking over. You know what we talking about?
Yeah. How was the stadium thing last night?
It was really good. So I kind of laid back on the interviews last night. It was mainly if you saw a lot of super fans there, they were bringing their kids and stuff like that. I brought a couple people with me just to tour the locker room that haven't had that experience yet. And just see parts of the stadium that you don't typically get access to. Otherwise, though, I mean, it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. Cool, super cool. They made concessions and all that stuff, like 50% off. Everything was great. Like,
wow,
they did a lot of good shit.
Yeah, must have been 50%
off.
I know, right?
Is that what you got that jersey for, or was it you pay full price?
That was not concessions, no.
Oh, concessions were 50% off. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They had to get rid of that before the emotional support mice came back.
Yeah. So they sent this dude. Shout out to the lady. I forget your name. I'm so sorry, but she walked all the way upstairs to get me this.
Oh, damn.
Because remember, it was in the same shop, Isaiah, that I saw it in last time. I told myself no, and she said we only had one because I like to wear the Pro Fits in medium.
Yeah,
I don't like it to be super baggy. I don't have to fit pads in this motherfucker. I'm good, you know. So,
right?
She said we only have one left. I was like, it's probably the same one. I was like, honestly, I would not be surprised.
So is that the Pro Fit, like the one that's like stretchy and like has like the sewn on patches and stuff?
It's not the limited. It's the limited. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the limited.
Okay. No, you're good. I just didn't know if they had it on. Yeah, we are live. Duval TV, Jaguars Madden Gaming. We are, in fact. How are you?
Oh, he joined in.
He did.
My dog.
I had to stop for a minute. Our biggest fan showed up. I had to get the. Let's hit him with the. Bam.
Well, props to him for showing up because he just told me how he was busy from his kids' practice. Shout out to him for hopping in, man. That's a real one.
Yes, sir.
You're a real one, man.
Well, what
let's get into it, man.
Got your jersey.
There's some stuff.
We got a game on Sunday. Hold on, let me get Eric up there first. There we go. Duval TV in the house.
Yeah, that part. in the house. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got the Packers game coming up this weekend. A very winnable game, if you ask me.
I agree.
I don't think that they pose as big of a threat as people may want them to think that they do. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, brother? And
what's up, brother?
Yeah, we could make a huge statement with the win over Green Bay. And honestly, we wanted the run to start with the Bears game, or really the Colts game. Then we thought, oh yeah, we're gonna go in there and beat the Bears. We didn't. Then we came back and we showed up and we showed out against the Patriots. That this could be the start of something big. Now, you know what? A saying I like to think of in football a lot is getting hot is great, but it depends on when you get hot.
Timing.
Getting hot at the right time is important. Because I think,
of course, we've done that before. If you
think about, that's what I was about to say. You think about the 2022 season, not great in the first bit. Team kind of fitting together, functioning, learning how to play together. And then, we go on and all of a sudden we win we won 6 out of our last 7 games or 7 out of our last 8.
Right.
Went on a huge run. And then, we go to the playoffs, win in the wild card, put up a very respectable game against the Chiefs, who we should have beat. And next year we think, oh, we're poised for a big season. We really didn't add anybody like we should have, but we're here. We come out hot. We're doing great. We're about to be the 1 seed in the AFC.
You know what?
Wow.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you said something and it just hit me wrong, man. But it is strictly fact. We are the franchise that should have, could have, would have, if.
Absolutely.
We are the shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Yeah, that should be our team name. Because, man, if you think
We
about
shoulda
all the
went to
ones
the
that
Super
we
Bowl.
should have done, we should have done that. Well, I think it's time for us to actually do it now.
Absolutely.
Enough of this. That's the way I'm feeling. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just
No, you're right. You're right. 2017 should have beat the Patriots. 2022 we should have beat the Chiefs. We just have some sort of small something.
Should have beat
1999 should have beat the Titans. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If we would have, we could have. Because we should have.
Like we've been there, and then all of a sudden it's like one draft pick and the franchise changes, or one coach change, and all there's just all these different things that are kind of, oh, this is great, and then it happens and it's like, wait, this ain't great anymore. So
exactly.
I'm definitely I'm on board with you, though. I think it is time to I think it's time to change. It's time to start winning. It's time to be the team that doesn't say every year like, oh, we should have. It's time to say, hey, hell yeah, that's a great season. We did it. We got there. It just most fans are too young to realize the AFC Championship game Jacksonville versus the Titans of that year in 1999. Yeah, like Eric said there, man. It's Yep. Me and Trevor are too young to have seen it in live, but we know about it.
I do know about it.
Very
painful. I'll tell you that.
We had 3 losses that year, and all of them were to the Titans.
Very painfully, yeah.
Yes.
Time to clean house. Is that your buddy, Cody?
That is Cody. Cody finally showed up on the damn channel, man.
Except for Press Taylor, though, right? Head coach next year? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, don't get him fired up, man. Don't get him fired up. He just got here, man. Don't get him fired up.
Hey. I'm just saying. Anyways, so Packers. We got the Packers. This we get on this Third and Teal, the Third and Teal channel. We do a lot of should haves too. Should have talked about the next game, but watch film for an hour. So this week, though, we're gonna be the podcast that does it, and we're gonna talk about the Packers.
Wait, pause. We missed one crucial thing, and we never went back for it.
Okay.
Parker
that was the kickoff.
Franchise setting.
Okay.
Kickoff. Yeah.
I will pull up the film. We will show it, and that's the last we're talking about of this Patriots game. Okay.
Well,
I know, but we missed it last time. Like,
you're right. Hey, you're right.
Yeah, we all thought about it after the fact.
Didn't even mention it. It's because we were so caught up in the other
Yeah. Man, the film guy fucked up. It's all right. I got you.
The film guy fucked up. What a fucking and you know what, Eric? Eric, you know what? Now they're gonna come for you in the comments again. They're gonna say that you aren't watching film, Eric. Just like they said last time.
No, I was talking about myself because I'm the one that plays the film, not Eric.
No, I know, but because Eric didn't have it in his notes to tell you to do it, that makes it Eric's fault now. Somehow.
You're right.
Actually, I do have it in the notes right here. See, I got it.
Oh, Eric on one, man. He's calling it out. He said, "No, you ain't catching me today."
No.
Hey, but one thing I want to say though, you made a good point about it's time for us to do it. I think that's why a lot of fans kind of are shitting so hard on Shad Khan because Shad Khan said a very similar statement. He has supposedly a very similar opinion, but does nothing and holds none of the spine required to make the transition into a let's win now. I think Cody made a good point. We've been talking about cleaning house with our GM and coaching staff. We've had this conversation multiple times. Pause on that though, because everyone has to see this again.
Yes,
shout out Parker Washington.
I was gonna let you keep going, but we'll play it.
Yeah,
no. It's a franchise record. We got to play it now.
And there is the kick. It's going down.
Hey, Big B. I see you down there, Duval. Hey, Big B.
There you go.
Hit the
whole
acceleration.
Say goodbye.
Man, honestly, though,
I 48 jogging.
Yep. I think what's crazier about this, though, is how, we talk about it all the time, and we were talking about it in the preseason. We were heavy on, Parker Washington, I think, is one of those. He can blow up, and he can he can become a superstar, or
Right.
he's going to tank himself with inconsistency like he did early this year before the punt return. I don't know, man. I really want to see him explode. But I think things like this are what we need to see for the win now mentality. The teams that you see win now win in all three phases.
You're right.
They
You know
win in
my
all
favorite
three
part
phases.
about that play?
What's that?
The Nestle Tea plunge.
It's not that. I do love that. But my favorite part about this play is, this is a different one now, but my favorite part about it is that he had a big play and he didn't get hurt.
That's a big one.
Because, Duvernay had his first big play, 56-yard return, whatever it was, and then he got hurt.
Yep. 10 out of 10, Silly. You
The
absolutely
whole
right.
reason we brought him in. Absolutely.
That makes sense. I
but,
understand. Yeah. Good
I
stuff.
like that Parker Washington accelerated, hit the hole, did his thing, good vision, didn't get hurt. That's my favorite part.
Now, back to the record at hand, though, you got to say this. As far as the development stuff goes, and I think this will round back into something similar to what Cody said. Oh, let me read what he said. He's absolutely right. We talked about this, and it's been being passed around on many sports media outlets. Cody, everybody in the chat can read what Cody said. He's absolutely right. It's, Shad wants the team to win. Obviously, he wants the team to be successful. He's got a shitload of money wrapped in at this point.
Right.
Just from a business standpoint, not even because he gives a fuck about the team, but even if I'm sure he does, but even if he didn't give a fuck about the team itself, but just a business standpoint, you want this team to succeed because of the investment amount you have in it. And that being said, that's why they do need to bring in someone more like a football operations manager that's not his son, that has no idea what's going on.
Tony's not even doing it. Tony's too busy with the AEW.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's technically the football operations manager and has no idea what the hell is going on. He's not even here.
I remember back when Tony used to go in there and scout out the undrafted free agents and gave us some absolute bangers like Keelan Cole and who was the other? There's another guy. Fuck, off the top of my head, just left.
Well, it'll come back later. Keep going.
It'll come back later. But yeah, so Tony Khan, just I liked it whenever he was involved, but he's making a shit ton of money with the AEW, and he's kind of doing his own thing.
So he needs to hand it over now. Is essentially.
Baselli looked pretty guilty whenever Pete Prisco started making jokes about it. So,
hey, and you know what? I'm gonna be the first to say I would not be mad at a Tony Baselli football operations manager. I wouldn't be mad at it.
EVP.
Okay.
Make him. He needs to be the step below Shad Khan, and Shad Khan needs to be on his yacht partying, not making decisions for this football team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tony. That would have been a great call, Cody. That'd been a great. Cody, you need to set your damn laptop up. That's what you need to do.
But I don't think Dungy wanted the job, because I think he was done with coaching when that became available. But I'm
I've met Dungy in person. He's a cool guy.
But anyway, to the same point though, I think to this game right here, honestly, man, I think it's going to tell us a lot about where the team is at right now. We know the team is in a rough spot record-wise, but what we have seen in the last 3 weeks is a 2-1 record with a lot of good and a one game full of bullshit. But the 2 games we won, we saw some good shit. They were terrible teams, but that's not the point. The point you want to see is the players gelling together, especially certain players such as Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr., Tank Bigsby. You want to see this offensive line finally finding some sort of rhythm, because we're fucking stuck with them now. So I'm hoping to God they keep doing what they have been doing, because they have tightened up a lot. Still not perfect by any means, but definitely tightened up a lot, and I'm happy to see that. But no, man, you want to see stuff like Ventrell Miller taking his role in the defense, which I will say I'm very sad, because it ushers us into the first talking point of Doug saying he doesn't see Ventrell and Foye being on the field at the same time. Do you know how crushing that is, to know that we are crippled by our own debilitating stupidity?
And you just realizing that why?
No, I'm not just realizing that. I'm just back to it again, and it just hurts my heart again. Because we've been talking about it for weeks. Devin Lloyd's been an absolute fucking casualty on the field this year. We know that. I mean, everybody can just accept it for what it is. It hurts the soul, because he was really promising, especially very beginning and then to close out last year. But dude is a fucking casualty in any kind of coverage whatsoever. And he's not really doing that great on stopping the run recently either. It's all been Ventrell for the most part. So you want to see, at the very least, you want to see a Ventrell, a Lloyd, and a Foye.
Of course, I think that would be the ultimate linebacking core. I really do.
And Duval said, could Lloyd play edge? You know, it's not that I don't think Lloyd could play edge. I think he could play edge, and I think he could do it efficiently enough. But we've got too many people that are trying. We've got too many rotations there at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I feel like we're bringing in too many people to try to just you come in for a play, you come in for a play, dude. We're subbing people like hockey players. We've been talking about it for weeks now on the show, and I think that's a lot to do with why we're seeing people not getting in a groove and no role. Like they have no rhythm. They don't have any flow with the game. They never get into it.
Yeah, you can't get into it if you're being subbed every 2-3 plays. It's, you know, how you gonna get a sweat rhythm for the game going if you, as soon as you get started, you're coming back out again. Then you got another group coming in. I mean, where's the continuity? There is none.
Right.
So there is none. And if the offense catch on to it, depending on the personnel group, hey, we banging. Wait, one quick note. I told y'all Tony Dungy turned down the job, right? But it was in 1994 before Tom Coughlin. Wayne Weaver offered him the job and he turned it down. So yeah. So I was good. I was right. Somewhat. But yeah.
So I don't the comments that Doug Peterson made I don't think he definitely didn't say that Foye and Ventrell won't be on the field at the same time. If anything, he took a shot at Devin Lloyd. Because he said, when asked about, Miller's ascension and Luakon versus Lloyd, he said, I would say short answer is yes. I think you want your best 11 on the field, whatever that looks like. And then he said, and it sometimes doesn't necessarily have to be the best football player, but the one that does things right the most. But I do still think that there's enough rotational pieces with those guys. And then he said, I think that's one positions we've gotten better the past couple of weeks. Has been linebacker. Devin in the middle has gotten better. Ventrell, he's improved. And now with the addition of Foye coming back, if he's ready to go, you got your combination back that you want. So I get what he's saying is like the combination you want is Lloyd and Luakon. But he absolutely threw sometimes that doesn't mean the best player, but the one who does the right things the most.
That's right. So, I mean, based on the playing and stuff, there's no way you should keep Mill off the field.
Yeah. No. And also, too, I mean, my thing is, the only thing this tells me is that now that we have Tyson back, Savage is healthy, and, Dewey's coming back, Foye is potentially back, we're going to go back to running nickel 90% of the time. Because there'd be no reason for them to even talk about it in a 4-3 defense, There'd be no reason for them to even talk about, Miller, Lloyd, and Luakon being on the field at the same time. It'd be a no-brainer if we were sticking in a base 4-3. But this tells me that we're going back to nickel and that Ventrell – I'm guessing that Ventrell and Lloyd are going to be switching in and out consistently. Right. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ventrell is your third down backer. And he's coming in to stuff the hole and stiff the run. And then, as the game goes on, whoever's hotter is going to stay in more. So I don't know, though.
I just get worried about that, though, because they just now showed us that the ability to feed the hot hand. Like this last game was the first time I've seen us all year feed the hot hand. And I mean, take Bigsby prime example. But I mean, obviously on defense, we saw a lot of Ventrell, but that was not by choice. That was – I mean, it's by choice, but it's not at the same time,
Correct.
It's Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we know what you're saying.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, to see Ventrell lose a lot of playing time to Foye's return is disheartening at a certain point. Not because I want to see him over Foye. Foye is one of the most intelligent football players we have on our roster. That guy needs to be on the field as much as he can physically go. Okay. But to see him lose play time to a cover casualty in the name of Devin Lloyd really is saddening.
Well, Devin is not the best in cover yet either.
No, I'm not. No, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
He's a coverage
that's the
casualty.
thing.
Yeah, he's a
He's
coverage
kind of a
casualty. Yeah,
liability in coverage at times.
exactly. Yeah.
So
And Cody just said, with the talent you
Yeah.
have to find a way for Ventrell and Foye to be on the field at the same time, or you're failing as a coach. I have to agree with that. I think that if you can't find a consistent way to see the two of them on the field and let them gel together, because dude, Foye is what you need in the coverage, and he's also great at dropping from coverage to plug a hole. And Ventrell is not letting shit slide. Nothing sliding. You're not coming up the gap at him, and you're not taking the flats on him. Nothing sliding. He's the perfect underneath while Foye takes the coverage over top. That is your perfect, just, that's the chef's kiss. That's what you want. You know?
Yeah.
And I think Cody's right. You are failing as a coaching staff. You can't find a way to make that work. And we're going to need that this weekend with Jordan Love. We're definitely going to need that.
Is true.
Because Jordan Love's actually very mature beyond his years at quarterback.
Yeah. But see, we worked our way around to Green Bay, Isaiah. See? But he's a lot like CJ when it comes to pressure. You start putting that pressure on him, and he put it up there. He will take some shots that really not supposed to. So if our defensive backs are covering the way they should, hey, we may get a couple of picks off of him, which may turn the game around. Because I was watching film earlier, and I was looking at the pressure packages against him, and yeah, he for some reason he has this weird thing of, if he's being pressured, he'll lean back and throw it instead of stepping forward into it.
Yeah, he goes.
Yeah, and that is a recipe for turnover.
Disaster.
Yeah, he did against the Texans. They just got lucky. The Texans were worse.
Yeah.
Right. So I think
a player to watch in that's going to be Savage, obviously, for obvious reasons, because this is Savage's reunion with his former team. And not only that, Savage has been catching a lot of flack on social media this week, obviously, from Packers fans, XYZ, for all types of reasons that are understandable and to be expected. But I will say, though, Savage has had his moments, and then he's also gotten exposed plenty too. And it goes to show, like, I'm going to quote Cody here, because Cody said it at work a couple weeks ago. They were available to be acquired as a free agent or trade or anything else for a fucking reason. It was not because they were just some superstar player. They were available for a reason. Now, do I think that Savage has played well enough for the amount of time he's been on the field? So I think there's certain plays that veterans of his stature should not be allowing. But, I mean, again, that comes and goes. I mean, we also know that there's a lot of switching and substituting going on. It's hard to get in your rhythm, and I think that does play a part in it. So I think this week on the defense, Darnell Savage is going to be one of your key players to watch, because him and Foye, because obviously it's Foye's return. You want to see what Foye is looking to do.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is Foye coming back for sure, though?
Yeah, Doug said that at the beginning of the week, that barring anything crazy, Foye should play.
Because he said the same thing about Tyson last week, and as Tyson didn't play into the Patriots. So that's why I was asking. Yeah, is he sure?
I'm still, dude. I just cannot get over it though. As far as like opening windows, I love that we opened the 21-day practice window for Dewey, but I still hate that they're being so ominous about telling us, like, what was it that he was dealing with. We know it was in the knee, but what was wrong with the knee? Tell me what happened to him so we can know what to expect from him when he comes back.
They're not going to do that, apparently.
No, they made it abundantly clear. They ain't going to share that.
So let's say Dewey comes back. Then what is our lineup then? What is our lineup? Because remember we said Savage, Cisco in the back, Jordan Jones slot, Tyson on one corner, and Brown on the other. So does Dewey move Savage out, and then Savage goes to slot?
I think you stick Dewey right back where we've always had Dewey, on the third downs, and maybe if the drive goes a little bit too long, he hangs out there for first through third. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you change Dewey's role, because Dewey plays his role exquisitely. Dewey is the perfect, I'm going to come in and I'll make a fucking play on third down guy. He's perfect for that. Now, Dewey has also been known to occasionally be a coverage casualty.
Well,
Not
that's true.
consistently, but he has been known to be
Yeah.
a coverage casualty. He's a really good run support safety, and he's also really good at deep in coverage. But underneath stuff, he never commits fast enough, and it always gets taken. He gives up too much underneath. So I think if he comes back, you still play Savage there. You still play Savage there. You still play what we're playing now, but you just let Dewey come right back and do exactly what Dewey's always done and make plays when plays need to be made. And that's how he did it, because every time he came in, he was on a fresh set of legs. Not only was it every time he came in on a fresh set of legs, but he came in on third downs, crucial downs, where he was able to kind of most time on third down, you know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know?
That's right, Duval. He gets interceptions too.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Oh, yeah, we know. That's what I'm saying. He makes plays when plays need to be made.
Exactly.
The Steelers celebration was I think the turning point of our bad luck, though. I'm not gonna lie. They should have never took that terrible towel.
No. Ain't nothing. Only thing that's terrible is that they using fucking micro towels out there. It had nothing to do with us fucking losing.
Oh shucks, now.
Because
we won that game.
Yeah, we won that game, and you fucking Caleb Vaughn would have tore something. Every player that grabbed one of those towels and celebrated would have tore something. And Caleb Vaughn's been goddamn fine. So I don't want to hear nothing about no fucking curse, because if only my boy Dewey was suffering, it wasn't no curse.
But Dewey got caught doing it on the camera. Okay. Anyway,
no, yeah,
Caleb Vaughn was there
live national television.
Yeah,
yeah, they were all doing it. There was like 5 of them, and only one of them.
I think it was awesome. No, it was definitely.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, Eric, because I know you've been watching film on them, and I haven't got to watch too much film on the defense for the Packers, but I know Jair Alexander's been having a solid year.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they send them cats send people from everywhere on the line, everywhere. You don't know where they're coming from half the time. So and on the back end, they're playing man basically.
Yeah, man up, and they've got the manpower to do it.
Right. So once the quarterback steps, that's why Trevor is really gonna have to be cautious and careful about his play action when he turn around, because them edges, man, oh boy, they come.
And they're talking about too that we might have. They're talking about we have Cam Robinson back, and that's scary.
No, don't need
even
Cam.
More scary. We don't need him. Keep him out.
Don't need him. Don't need him. The backs are going to have to pay attention to also.
I just think that we need to let Cam Robinson get as much time as he needs to recover. I just send him on a vacation, let him take a trip somewhere. Just
pay for Cancun.
We're already paid for him, just let him relax,
No, I don't want to see him where I'm going.
Yeah, put him on the Shad Khan yacht, let him hang out with some Miller girls, and let the Roar of the Jaguar go hang out with him, and then he could just
But looking at the game, looking at the film, I watched film from when they played last week against Houston, and then the Rams. Yeah, them and the Rams. I'm like, y'all okay. They can do some damage, right? But I don't see a team that, if we play our type of ball, we won't be overwhelmed. The only problem is, can we get enough pressure when we decide to blitz on Love? Because you just can't let him sit back there, because he can throw that ball. That's one thing he can do. He likes his tight ends and number 87, which what's the boy name is? Anyway, number 87. I forgot. Romeo Dobbs, I think it is.
Romeo Dobbs, yeah. I gotta say this too. Cody just made a good point. He said Jair is really good. He thinks he's going to lock down BTJ. I will say, I don't think we see BTJ as wide open as many times, but he's not. I don't think there's a corner in the league that's straight locking him, dude. He made Jalen Ramsey look like a chump. I think I got to say this, man. I got to say this. If BTJ can run straight past Jalen Ramsey, like, I'm not saying Jalen Ramsey's still prime. He's not, but he's still definitely top 5 corner in the league, no doubt. If he can just run past him, you can't cover him the whole game. Now, do I think that he's going to just bully him all game? No, I don't think BTJ is just going to bully on Jair Alexander all game. I don't. But the problem with your statement that I believe, Cody, is that you said it's a game for Ingram and Davis to eat. The only thing Davis eats is passes to the fucking face mask because he's trying to catch him with his fucking chest. He's trash. Ingram, though, I agree with you. This is a game for Ingram to really come out. This is also a game for Kirk to come alive again. This is where that stuff's going to come because they've only got one guy that can lock BT. So you know Jair's going there. You already know it. You know that's where he's going.
But yes, that is it. However, we're coming back to the main point. Can the offensive line hold up? We know they've done the last couple of weeks, fine. But trust me, the exotic blitzes that the Packers bring, it's going to be a challenge for them. I mean, if they can hold up, keep Trevor clean, we got the game. We definitely have the game. Because the defensively, they're susceptible to run. We can run on them. That's not a doubt. We can run on them.
Oh, yeah, and Duval made a good point, too, real quick. Not to cut you off, because you're right, and Tank Bigsby needs to be a focal point for sure. But he brought up Gonzalez, and Gonzalez is one of the best young up-and-coming corners in the league. That's been commented on multiple times. You watch tape on the kid. He is a phenomenal athlete. So the fact that BT had his way with him is very telling. And the fact that BT is top 5 in receiving yards as a rookie is also very telling. You know, I think that's something that should not be taken lightly, especially in the fact of, like, I don't know. I think Brian Thomas Jr. currently is a bigger threat to a defense.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't get any targets.
Keep Ridley, dog. Have you seen what Ridley's doing this year? We can't keep Ridley, man. No.
Who said anything about keeping Ridley? Really?
Well,
no.
Hold on. Cody said Davis can still stretch the field. Believe me, I'm not a fan and would rather have kept Ridley. Davis can stretch the field, but what pisses me off about Davis is when he stretches the field, he just can't bring in the fucking ball. Like, that it kills me because we broke it down on the All-22, especially in the Bears game, man. Oh my God, it was atrocious. He stretched the field. He made a great move on the DB. He was open. He could have caught it. It hit him in the chest, just like he likes to catch the ball. Even though on a high school team, that's what gets you kicked. He likes to catch it with his chest. It hit him right here, and he still dropped it. He's trash. He's straight trash. But honestly, though, Cody, to be honest with you, him and Ridley are playing very similar right now. They might get 5-6 targets, and they might bring in 2. You know, I mean, honestly, that's very similar and a very similar comparison stat to, like, production-wise between the two of them. So, I mean, I would rather have Davis simply because he was cheaper. Ridley's a really expensive drop machine.
That's a hell of a point right there. Yeah,
I mean, he was a hell of a drop machine here. He did the same thing. Same thing, man. He would create stupid separation because his route running is still some of the best in the league. He still has some of the sharpest cuts and the most rapid accelerations in the league. But just for some reason, dude, always leaves his hands in the locker room. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. But he's doing it at the Titans too. So it seems to be something that he has not overcome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Now Cody going
nah, bro.
That is true.
Yeah, only thing Cody cooking is meth if he thinks that we should have kept Ridley for $92 million over Gabe Davis. And we're going to pay someone to not catch the football. Let's pay less money.
I agree with that. I can't
also,
disagree
too,
with that.
If we kept Ridley, we weren't getting BTJ. So I don't know why we're acting like that was even a possibility.
That's a fact too. Yeah, that was. I think. Well, he said he'd rather have him over Davis. We weren't really necessarily talking about what the outcome was. I think at the end of the day, I've heard Cody say it multiple times that he's glad we didn't pay him because it was too much in the end. You know, he thinks that we should have kept him, which we've talked about this though, where we should have kept him. Well, we should have signed his ass as soon as we got him. Like, as soon as we got him, we should have extended him then on a really cheap deal, like a cheap prove-it deal. Because then what he did was he's shown that he had he just said it right then. I just happened to say it right before he got the typing out. Literally, though, we should have gotten him, like, because he would have been dirt cheap right then. You're coming off suspension. You got to prove you still got it type deal, you know? And we knew what kind of player we could have gotten in him. And then if nothing else, we see him still be a drop machine. Then we know we still go get BTJ. And then you put the two of them together, and that becomes lethal. But I think it becomes lethal because you know for a fact Ridley's going to teach BT the route running skills and the way to cut the way that he does, because Ridley does cut extremely hard. Extremely hard.
Now, wait a minute, because I'm gonna have to cut that theory short. Because if we sign Ridley and keep Ridley, we do not go and get BTJ.
No, I think we do if we see that he's
No.
dropping shit and he's on a
No.
cheap deal.
I guarantee you, with our no, we do not do that. No, it doesn't happen. Especially not a first round, though. No, it's not going to happen.
I don't know. I think if they see the struggles in the end, I think so. Because he was cheap. I think that's what makes the difference. What made them say absolutely definitively that if we kept Ridley, we weren't getting BT is the fact that at that point in time, they already knew the price tag. They knew what it was going to cost. They already knew what it was going to cost. I think that's what definitively set it aside, because we needed a wide receiver with Ridley. Like before we knew we lost Ridley, we were having this debate anyway. We needed a wide receiver just as bad as we needed another corner. And we had this debate multiple times. And that's why I think, like, if we had Ridley on a cheap deal, like we signed him when we got him, stupid dirt cheap, he was not going to cost us shit to keep him here. I think that changes the complexity of that. And I do think that plays a part in it. Now, does it guarantee we still get BT? I don't know. But I think the only way you can guarantee in that situation that we don't is if we had to pay that $90 million price tag. And honestly, Duval said we should have gotten Mooney in free agency. I don't disagree with that, but honestly, we're never aggressive enough in free agency. It ain't nothing new here in Jacksonville, man.
Probably. Well, we probably could have paid Mooney less when we played Davis.
I agree.
You know, we have problems signing free agent wide receivers. They usually come here and don't do too well. So, yeah, I remember a couple of them back in the day. But anyway, so running game,
right,
Green Bay
on the PIs.
They got Josh Jacobs. You have to respect him because he can break loose. But
no, he's a dog. You got to respect him. He's a dog.
You got to respect him. Yeah.
You can't overlook Josh Jacobs.
No, not at all. But I think we can contain him. We can.
I think if Ventrell's on the field with Foye, the run game's shut down.
Yeah, and Devon Hamilton. People, I don't know why people sleeping on Devon. Devon been playing, man. He's been playing. I don't know what y'all been looking at, but he's been holding up.
You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. It's the box score pressers, man. It's the box score pressers. It's those people that just look at the box score and stats, and they don't even see the fact that even though, the Mason Smith pick looking super suspect. Hold on. I think Duval, that perspective is going to tie into what we're saying about Devon Hamilton too.
Yeah.
You're not seeing like a shitload of sacks from those guys, but what you are seeing is movement. They are moving that whole interior line and forcing the backs to the outside to make the linebackers available for the tackle. Now, do I think Mason Smith is a project? Absolutely. And I am, honestly, me personally, I am tired of bulky projects. I'm not going to lie. Draft us somebody we can fucking use and use 100% day one. But I'm not going to put slander on Mason Smith specifically because on the All-22, when we broke it down, you can see it. Him and Jordan Jefferson, especially when they're in there together. That I don't know. You obviously chemistry helps, man. That's undeniable. When those two are in there together on the interior, they do make a lot of movement.
Yes.
And I agree with you, Cody. I do think he was a little bit, or we drafted him a little early for a
Mason
project.
Smith's not a project. I don't care what anybody says. Mason, yeah. All right. So tell me this. Do you think Andy Reid is calling Doug Peterson just to say, hey, that's an amazing pick for a project in the second round?
No, I can see where you're going with that. I see where you're going with that.
No, Mason Smith wasn't.
Why are we already healthy scratching him? You know, like we talked about it when we live, but I'm getting to the point of like you got to get a guy. I get what you're saying. I don't think that definitively he's technically a project pick. I guess project pick's probably not the right terminology. I guess what I mean is he was pretty early for a guy that I don't think was ready to step into heavy rotation yet. And I'm not saying that I personally still like him. I think him with Jordan Jefferson, I think them two together are going to make a big difference. We talked about that. We did see it. The All-22 will show you. They make movement. They make their presence felt, and they put pressures that aren't going to count in the stat sheet because they're doing it from over top. But they're allowing Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker to break the edges. They're allowing Ventrell Miller to cover the flats because they're not giving up the center of the line. And don't get me wrong. Do I understand that if you're watching the stats and you're watching the score, like obviously it doesn't look like they're doing that much, but you got to be watching them. It's just like how we talked about Ezra Cleveland. When you see him, you see the couple plays he gave up and they were really ugly.
Yeah.
Really ugly. But all in all, he was one of our highest graded players so far. Like, he's not, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's just, he's one of those guys that's going to make his presence known, but you're not going to see it on the stat sheet just yet. I don't think he sees enough time to either.
Well,
that's another thing. He doesn't get enough time in the rotation for us to know what we really have in him, in my opinion, anyway.
Say that again. He
doesn't get enough time in the rotation. I mean, I agree with that. Now, I also can see where Cody's coming from, though. I do agree that was a high pick for a guy that really is not ready for rotation load.
Because ain't nobody complaining about Trayvon Walker right now. And he was the biggest project this franchise has ever drafted when we drafted him at number 1 overall. I'm just saying, you can't say it's a high draft pick when the guy we drafted the year before him, or I guess 2 years before him at number 1 overall, is now top 5, top 6 in sacks. And, everybody talked about how terrible he was and how he should have gone with the other guy. And now the other guy may never play football again. And, we got a guy who came in as a project, and now he gets a good defensive. And I don't think Ryan Nielsen's a bad defensive coordinator. I think that he has bad tendencies, such as the rotations and stuff. I mean, clearly we saw in Atlanta that he knows, like, he can get a defense humming. That defense was terrible before he got there. I think we're starting to see what he wanted to do last week with Tyson Campbell coming back and Savage being there, and with the emergence of Jari and Jones. But, like, Trayvon Walker looks goddamn good, and he was a number 1 overall pick, and he's one of the biggest projects this franchise has ever drafted.
Well, he should look good. He should look good.
Absolutely.
Because he's number 1, but he also should look good because 9 times out of 10, Josh Allen is being double teamed.
I was about to say, I love Trayvon Walker. I will be the first one to say that. I do love Trayvon Walker. I love what he's done this year. But he benefits from being on the other side of Josh Allen.
Yes.
Just like Eric said. He does benefit heavily.
But Trayvon Walker gets double teamed at a higher rate than Josh Allen.
Supposedly. Allegedly.
Not allegedly, not supposedly. The charts all say it. Trayvon Walker is one of the most double teamed edge rushers in the league. Like, teams aren't even worried about. I mean, I'm not saying teams aren't worried about Josh Allen, but teams are game planning for Trayvon Walker more than they're game planning for Josh Allen. If you ask me, the way I've been watching this, he gets chipped at a much higher rate. Anytime he moves to the other side of the line where Josh has been rushing from, they move a tight end over there. I don't know, man. That's but Mason Smith had one injury where he tore his ACL after he was an all SEC rookie, basically, and had an amazing season as a freshman. And if he didn't get hurt, and he continues this trend, there's a whole lot of if. But Mason Smith, his freshman season, was one of the best D linemen in the SEC.
Look,
I think Duval TV made the perfect point there, though, because I get where you're coming from, Isaiah. Like, you could see the potential in the guy. It's there. It's written on the wall, especially in the accomplishments he had before the injury, especially.
Gentlemen, we talked about this after the pick. You have his former college coach on the staff with the Jaguars. So, trust me, the guy, bring him on.
Okay, Duval did make a good point there too.
Okay, but he really didn't though, because there's a whole lot of reports coming out about
politics.
Doug Peterson and Balky upset, and Mason Smith as a healthy scratch. There's been a couple players that have been healthy scratches this year that have been playing well.
No, Duval, I will say that one. Like, what I mean by good point is he brought up a good talking point. Because there's a lot of politics that played in the Mason Smith healthy scratch. It wasn't so much his play. Like, they wanted to reduce his reps because he was over pursuing, which is not uncharacteristic of a rookie lineman. That's not uncharacteristic. The game moves a lot faster in the NFL level. It's an adjustment you need, okay?
Right.
They wanted to
another
reduce
terrible take by Cody right there, too. Trayvon Walker pick was a joke, terrible compare. I'm not using Hutchinson's injury as a goal line. I'm just saying that, like, everybody blamed us for that. Hutchinson had one good game this year where he got 5 sacks against backup players. Trayvon's got, we want to talk about, this, that, and the other. Trayvon Walker is the top 10 pass rusher right now. He, and you want to say it was the wrong pick. That's fine. But Trayvon Walker doesn't have a 5 sack game to make him a top 10 pass rusher. He's been doing it consistently. and he's a better run stopper. He always has been. He always will be.
No, I agree with the run stopper part.
But
Absolutely.
we're going to sit here and act like Trayvon Walker was a bad pick whenever he's currently a top 10 edge rusher.
No, I don't think that's the goal he's going with. I see how it comes off.
He just said it's a joke of a pick, a terrible comparison.
No, what he means by joke is like you and everybody else when we drafted him. We're talking about like at the time of draft, right? Yeah. Not what we've seen from him now. Has he developed well? Absolutely. But I think what he's getting at is like
over the moon about Trayvon Walker.
No, I know, but there's certain.
Should have been.
It's one of those picks, though. It's one of those picks where you're gonna see a split. It's gonna be a split. You're gonna have people that are absolutely happy about it, and then you're gonna see people that are like, that's a little bit fucked up for the first pick of the draft. But again, it's give or take. But what he's getting at is like he was considered a project. It's been mentioned on multiple occasions.
Nobody's
arguing project for a first round player in Trayvon Walker because he did have a lot of shit that it was.
But we also ran a hybrid 3-4.
I agree. We didn't know. I agree. We didn't cater to
Aiden Hutchinson's not the guy to run a hybrid 3-4 with.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that we should have taken Aiden there over him. What I'm thinking is, in my opinion, at the time. Now, like I will be the first one to tell you. We talked about this when I first got on. Well, yeah, I mean, essentially, I was about to say what Cody was about to say. He takes a lot of unnecessary risks that sometimes pan out and sometimes they don't. But you don't see the failure rate of the risk that Trent Baalke takes in any other franchise, and they keep their job at this point. And we have talked about that. We have talked about that multiple times. There are people that he took gambles on that turned out really well. Really well.
Not Caldwell. What was his name? The guy right before Baalke. Was it
Gene Smith? No, was it Gene Smith?
No. It was Caldwell. What was his first name though? It was different Caldwell. He took a lot of risk and was terrible for like 10 plus years almost.
Yeah, but what we're talking about is our franchise always suffers from the stupid GM syndrome.
Yeah, but now we've got 4 or 5 guys from one draft, none of them from the first round, that are doing really well in their second year.
I agree. And I was the first one to say that this offseason I thought he did a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying Baalke's great. Could we improve? Sure. But I also don't think Baalke's the problem at this point. And it's like I think that the players that he's brought in, I think that a great coach, not being the staff, I think a great staff, I should say. I don't think Doug Peterson's a bad coach. I think a great staff could have done great things with what we brought in.
Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. I do believe Doug Peterson has gone as far as he can with the Jaguars. I think he has come in and did what was needed to be done to get us to the next level. Now, right now, it's stagnant. Okay, it's stagnant. So we need to bring somebody in, not a recycle coach, not someone that's going to repeat the same old thing that we've been going through. Somebody with an innovative mind, some plans, and let Trevor and this young team operate like it should.
Yeah,
come on, Johnson.
I think we need a staff that's not scared to, which will bring us back to the topic of the game. I will say I appreciate y'all like inputting on that because there was a lot of stuff there. But anyway, that'll kind of bring us back to the point of the episode. Anyway, we need an offensive coaching staff that's gonna let Trevor rip the ball, man. Just let him go. Pull the restraints off. Let him do what we're paying him to do, because we have seen that if you get him in a rhythm, just like any other quarterback, they need a rhythm. But if you get him in a rhythm, he's lethal. Lethal. He puts the ball where you need it, when you need it. He makes good decisions. He's been seeing the field really well all season, really, but it showed even better when he had time in the pocket.
I agree. I say let him call his own plays. Y'all know I've been saying that for a minute. Let him call his own plays. Yeah.
I don't even know about let Trevor call the plays so much, because I think that puts a lot of unnecessary stress on him in the middle of the drive.
Yes and no.
I can see that. I can see both ways, because like he can't see both ends of the field too. If he reads left to right and he makes the play on the right, he may not see what may have eventually broke on the left. He just took the play at the time. I think having the overall view is a great thing, but like we gotta let him go, man. We've got to let him go, because one thing that I think everyone, especially in this chat and in this show, obviously will agree with: we are terrible at playing with a lead, and we love to give away momentum. And the way we did it was, don't get me wrong, give Tank Bigsby the ball, feed that man. I love it. But when he started getting stopped up because they obviously knew it was coming and they sent every fucking body and their brother to stop it. We should have play actioned a couple times to make them respect the fact that we can still toss the ball too, just so they couldn't pin their ears back and send everybody. It's just enough to keep them honest. We did not do that. So then what do? We get all the way down, we get stuffed again, and we leave with no points and hand over all the momentum to the game. And we almost lost the game due to that resurgence. Tank Bigsby being a dog is the main reason that the score looked as good as it did. But trust me, if you were watching the whole game, as we know, it was actually scarily close to being another Duval upset because we know how to give away momentum.
Yeah, that's true.
And that being said, that's what I mean by take the leash off, man, because Trevor can air the ball out. We've seen it, dude. He can do it. But you like as an offensive coordinator and the offensive staff and as a whole coaching staff as a whole, you take on a whole shitload of unnecessary flack because you did pay the man $275 million to hand the ball off 15 times in a row. Now, it's 19 times. Sorry, 19 times in a row. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, I want to reiterate, feed Tank Bigsby when he's going, but you've got to make him respect the fact that Trevor carved him up to give us the opportunity to run the ball like that. Because Trevor cut him deep, and when Trevor cut him deep, they played deep. And what do you think opened the running lanes? It's complementary football. And they talked about it in the presser. They said, yeah, we got to play complementary football. Tank Bigsby. We got to play complementary football no matter what. And I think it's bad complementary football when you get run heavy or pass heavy. It's just a good balance.
So what's going to work against Green Bay's defense? They play a lot of zone. They blitz a lot. So what's going to work?
Passing. Short stuff.
Ben
short
Johnson,
passing.
Cody. But yeah, so
yeah, Ben Johnson would be a great one too. We were talking about that a couple weeks ago.
I mean, I think too that we're going to be able to have some delayed handoffs and stuff that might be able to get them because they're sending guys trying to get that pass rush and they're aggressive when they send them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, honestly, if they're not following BT with Alexander, then they're cooked. Because I mean, Alexander's fast, but Alexander is 5'10", 190 pounds. Like, dude's not huge, and he's slower, a little slower than BT. He's like a 4.38. I think BT was a 4.31 or 4.33, something like that. So not much slower, but he's a lot smaller than BT. But if they don't have him following, I mean, I'm getting BT the ball 10 times this game at least.
Yeah, and I think honestly, what you're going to see is like what happens to us, Eric. I think if we game plan like someone would game plan us, like how we do our defense, just how we made Caleb Williams look like a superstar and how we tried to make Drake May look like a superstar, that soft-ass zone that gives up 5 yards guaranteed because they're playing that zone. And they can't play both, okay? They can't play the zone and man and blitz. They can't do all three at the same time, okay? So you know that if you see – I guarantee you that if I can guess this, they're obviously seeing it on tape. If you see two or more coming, you know it's man coverage.
Right.
Oh, what's up, Alex? That's my brother, y'all. Shout out to Alex.
What's up, Alex?
But anyway, you could take the underneath stuff. The underneath stuff's going to be there. And then as soon as they start playing that man up, lock them down, send pressure, I don't give a damn who's on Brian Thomas Jr. If he launches, he is going over the top. I don't care who's on their defense because it's like he said. It's like Isaiah just said. Does Jair have the speed to stay close enough to him to make a play? Absolutely. But BT has the size. And we have seen him with good ball skills and good focus.
That's true.
Good, buddy. Doing good. But anyway, he's got good focus, good hands. I mean, sure, he's got rookie drops. He's got some drops, and I think he'll clean those up. He's done better every week, like week to week. He progresses more and more. But that being said, though, I don't care who it is, man. If you send just one-on-one, he's getting the ball. And it has to be one-on-one. Because if you're sending 2 to 3 people, you don't have enough for the safety help. You don't.
True.
You've got to man up your safeties. And at that point, Brian Thomas Jr., I'm taking that bet 10 out of 10 times. I do not care. 10 out of 10 times. And even then, I'm still taking the bet. Even if BT doesn't get him, taking the bet on Ingram.
Okay.
10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as you start making them respect that, they back off the blitz because they know that they need more coverage help. That's how you beat a blitz defense. You just pick it up just a few plays just to burn that ass. And then as soon as you burn that ass just a couple times, they back off the blitz and they drop a couple more in coverage. And that's where Tank Bigsby comes in and takes the fucking game over.
Yep. And we need to run a lot of play action. Play action.
Actually, I think we should hold off on some of the play action. And I only say that because I don't think our offensive line is built to pick up a blitz and stop them long enough for Trevor to even roll through the play action. I think if we're going to pass the ball, we need just don't be cute. Don't be cute. This is grown man football. Stop being cute. Snap the fucking ball and throw that bitch. I don't care. Stop the boot. Like the bootleg works, but you only pull that shit when they're respecting the run game, when they're trying to clamp down on that. That's what play action is designed to do. I think where we get screwed up as an offense is we try to run that play action right off the rip. We don't make them respect the run game first. We try to run play action, and they just tee off on them, and that's how Trevor gets killed 12 times a game. You take these things and you put them all into a collective. What you get is you've got the receiver to take the top. You've got the quarterback to get the ball there. You've got the tight end to take the underneath when they're covering the top, and you've got the running back to make them respect it all at the end. That's what you've got. You've got the pieces, and that's why it's so frustrating that this team is 2-5 right now.
Yes, you're right. And that is the point. That is the point. Green Bay at home. What's the weather going to be like? Is it going to be warm, humid, rainy?
Tell you right now. Hold on a second. It's supposed to be a nice day. Sunday, 59 degrees is the low, 85 is the high. They've got a beautiful day in Duval, baby.
Beautiful day. Yeah,
beautiful day in Duval. I think honestly though, it's like we said. It's like we said, man. It's again all those offensive things. We can talk about this all day long. We can talk about what the offense should do all day long. But it's really going to come down to, can that defense stop Jordan Love?
Which they can if they play.
I think they can if they show up like they did against Miami. I think if we show up and play anything close to what we did in Miami.
I mean, we're getting our pieces back too also. So that makes it a little bit better. Now, are they going to leave Darby in? That is the question. Are they going to leave Darby in? Because we already know Darby is a liability. Either way you look at it. So
we got benched last game too.
Who? Darby?
Darby. He got benched last game.
Yeah. Of course.
So
it's going to be interesting. It really is. And then, of course, the tight end. We always have to worry about the tight end. For some reason, we
get cooked on tight end. But I think the reason we've been getting, I think the reason we've been getting so exposed with tight ends is we're missing Foye. I think that's us missing Foye, and that's us missing Foye really heavy. Because I will say, I'm not saying that we've never gotten cooked by tight ends before, because we have. But dude, that section of the field that we've been highlighting the past couple of weeks that's always open is never open when Foye is on the field.
Okay. Well, let's hope he gets on the field this week. Because I'm tired of looking at that. Every time I pull up some film, I'll be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, they're just leaving it wide open. It's too open, man. At this point, just send them an invitation or walk out there, hand them the ball, whatever.
Hey, are we worried about Jordan Love scrambling? Are we worried about that part?
Absolutely.
Because we know what happens with our defense. They leave that big old lane right there for him to run through every time.
I would love to see more Jordan Jefferson, Mason Smith, believe it or not, get some rotational time. And because I know they can push that line. We saw it. They are a mountain of dudes, dude. They are huge. They are not small people. So I think what's up, Dad? Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So Deanna, that's my stepmom's name. He uses her Google account for everything.
Cool.
So,
all right.
That's my dad. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Shocker.
Okay, cool. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. I think Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson are a big key to stopping a Jordan Love pass rush.
I agree.
But I also think Josh Allen's got to stop playing soft. He's got to finish the damn play. when he is getting through there, I'm not saying he's not getting double teamed because he is. And I know that's why his sack numbers are down.
Right.
But like when he's getting through, he's not finishing the damn play. And the same thing to be said with Eric Armstead. I am so tired of Eric Civilian Armstead because
Well,
I've been calling him that for weeks because he just keeps tripping and falling and not making any fucking
well,
play.
I mean, last game he had an all right game. Yeah, he tripped and fell a couple times, but he did. I still say he still hasn't
That's green,
recovered all the
Duval.
way.
That was green.
He still hasn't recovered all the way from that injury. I think he's just, as Doug said, just beginning to get back into shape. So we'll see. Get back into form.
Yeah.
But they need to continue to play him inside. Stop putting him outside.
Yeah,
Play
dude,
him
I
inside.
hate seeing him lined up outside. Me and Duval TV have had this discussion multiple times. Why is he outside? He sucks there, dude. He is trash out there. And not only is he trash, but like that's not even ever been his position. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, honestly.
Hey, Alex Downs, what's going on? We rocking and rolling. So we done covered the defense, offense, wide receivers. Who gonna win the cheerleader battle? Okay, I guess nobody. Hey,
Damn, Duval, that's crazy. Ain't no way. No, we can't just brush past that. Y'all got to see that. That's
I pooped between two cars that were parked one time because I didn't want to come in from playing outside when I was about 5. Best I got.
Duval. I understand, brother. Just look. I understand.
Listen,
I understand, brother.
Outdoor,
when I was in the Persian Gulf driving trucks, it happened to me a couple of times. So I know. At 3 o'clock in the morning after eating a wolf burger. So I understand, Duval. I do understand. Yes, sir. Oh, Lord. That is funny. So who wins the game? Who wins the game? Huh?
Jacksonville. And I'm going to say that. And I'm saying that I have a feeling, man. Like, I do have a feeling we're taking the win. And I think we're taking the win for a couple reasons. Trevor has done nothing but get sharper for the past 4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think at this point, dude, he can't be denied. It cannot be denied that he's playing great football. And Brian Thomas Jr. is really coming into his own now. Tank Bigsby has been coming into his own, but he finally got let go. They finally letting him go. I think you see Tyson Campbell, like Duval said earlier. Duval said earlier, I mean, I think you see Tyson Campbell come back his second game back. He's going to be a lot sharper. I think Cisco's going to start playing a lot sharper now that he knows he's got Campbell back underneath him.
Right.
He trusts Campbell. He trusts Tyson. He didn't trust nobody else. I think we've seen the numbers and percentages from Jari, and we know he's got it. Jari a lot down. Monteric, yeah, I don't got words because sometimes he's
well, I mean, but let's be honest, Trevor.
Monteric, and hopefully, honestly, I hope he plays well. But I feel like now with the other guys that are going to be on the field, he's going to become the most targeted because I don't see Darby starting. If he starts, Nielsen's incompetent.
I don't have a problem with him being targeted. Monteric has proven that even when he's targeted, he can hold up. He can hold up. So, yeah, I really do. 43-20. That's what I'm talking about. I think we about the only part that has forecasted the Jags to win. Everybody else going the other way.
Hey, and you know what, though? Because that comes down to a record game. That's a record game. Because think about this, and I just want to say this, man. It's like we've talked about. We are 3 plays away from a whole different season.
That is true. That is
3
very
plays
true.
away from a whole different season, man. Like we are what? We'd be 5-2 instead of 2-5.
Yeah.
We're 3 plays away from that. And to watch Green Bay struggle against the teams that they've struggled against, they seem to be very similar to us. And now, and I think so. What it'll come down to is who's coming into their own. I think Green Bay is still working the kinks out because they just barely scraped by a field goal. And I think we're coming into that spot now where we're not just working the kinks out, we're gelling now. I think it's going to play a lot of what Isaiah said. Isaiah said it perfect. It's not just about getting hot. It's getting hot at the right time.
Correct.
And I'm not going to say that we're getting hot at the right time for the season because I still, honestly, I would have liked to have seen us scrape by a couple uglier wins, beginning of the season, mid-year, get hot. I would have loved to have seen that. That's your ideal, you know? Kind of like what the Chiefs are doing. They're ugly as shit right now, but somehow they're fucking 6-0. You know, you want to pull some shit like that off. But we are coming into, I believe, our hot phase in enough time to beat the Packers. And I do believe we're coming into our hot phase in enough time to take down the Eagles.
Okay. 5
Now,
TDs and 500 yards. I wish.
Alex, you just trying to up one people.
Let's see.
And you know, Cody, I was gonna say that though, is it's not. I don't even find it being pessimistic. It's just being honest. I feel like if we do lose the game, that's what I was gonna say. If we lose the game, I believe it's gonna come down to another set of just dumbass decisions by our coaching staff. I mean, that's the whole certain reason we lost in Miami. Travis Etienne fumbling shifted the momentum, but we damn sure still gave the game away with our decision making, playing too conservative. Same thing in Houston, playing too fucking conservative. Same thing against the Bills. We really did play too conservative, and then they just whooped our ass and never looked back.
But it's a shame that the fan base actually has that same feeling. That I think that's a feeling throughout, no matter who you are or what you're doing, that some kind of way our coaching staff will find a way to lose a game. You know, even against the Patriots last week when they went down and scored a touchdown, and you're like the people in the stands, I was saying, told y'all about, yeah, we better go and score because we already know what's about to happen.
Yeah, it's like Cody just said. Cody said it like we've been talking about too. We have the talents, just the coaches got to get out of the way. And I think the interviewer, when they did a post game on Trevor Lawrence against in the game after the Bears game, they gave him an interview and they were like, did it feel like if you didn't go out there and one little thing went wrong that nothing was going to go right? And he was like, yeah, this game, it did feel like that. I feel like that all the time as a Jaguars fan. And I know that's resonated with a ton of other fans. It feels like if we don't go out there and punch them in the fucking mouth and never look back, we're not going to win. That's what it feels like. But I can honestly tell you, this last game, I had confidence every time the offense took the field. I felt confident every time they took the field, we were going to punch that bitch in. I just felt it. I knew it. Trevor was sharp. Tank Bigsby was sharp. BTJ was cutting the shit out of people. I mean, I just knew it. I didn't know where it was going to come from, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I felt confident, and that was the game changer. And I have to take you back to what I said in the pregame show for that. Remember I said Trevor did make the comment, and we tried to kind of guess what was he talking about specifically, but he said, we're not going to accept any less. We've made a change. We're not accepting any less.
Right.
And then you hear Josh Allen say, we figured out what was holding us back. And honestly, after that first quarter, the defense did play really fucking good.
Yeah,
they did.
That is a fact.
I mean, honestly, I think they played really good.
Yeah, they took Darby out number one for one of the reasons.
And that was the one thing I was excited to see. It felt like we didn't have an interactive coaching staff. It felt like we had a brick wall coaching staff. Like we'd go into a game, they'd say, "This is what we're going to do," and that's it. There was no adapting.
Right.
There was no like adjustments. Nothing. Just this is what we're going to do. This last game, they felt live, felt adaptive. They adapted to the fact that Ronald Darby is hot ass cheeks and took him out of the game. They adapted to the fact that Tank Bigsby was blowing people the fuck away and handed him the ball 19 fucking times.
Running angry. He was running angry.
And he ended up earning that angry specter from Kyle Brandt again.
Heck yeah.
He did.
Just running angry.
He's a dog, man. But hey, it's just like, it's honestly, dude, it's like this team has all of the potential.
Cool. Yeah.
We got all the potential, man. We could go as far as we want to go. We just got to stop tripping over our own fucking feet.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, like I said before, we always talk about what we should have been and could have done and blah blah blah. Now it's the time. Hey, enough. We need to get off that ride right there. It's time to put up now. It's time to put up. Because think about it. For the next what 10 weeks, 10 games, the next 10 games, right? Well, really next 9 because we got to buy somewhere in there. Think about it. We got to go what? At least we got 2 wins now. At least 8. Got to win at least 8 of them. 8-2. Yeah,
at least.
and that still won't guarantee a playoff spot.
No, I think the Texans are about to take a skid.
So
I hope so.
yeah, it's time now. It's definitely time for the team to step up and start playing. And it starts tomorrow because everybody's saying right now, hey, you ain't beat nobody but the Colts and the Patriots. What y'all excited about? So go out there, handle business Sunday, take care of Green Bay, and then move on to the next.
One thing that can't be stated enough, though, about that win over the Patriots is, like we said, that's the number 1 rushing defense last year. And they have the same players. And how did we really beat them? By running the fucking football. That's grown man football, and that's how we did it. So
Yeah,
I don't care what you say about, like, not you specifically, but I don't care what they say. Oh, it's just the Patriots. Yeah, well, the Patriots were the number 1 rushing defense last year, and we busted that ass.
Yeah, but this year they're 1-6. That's all people are saying. This year they're 1-6.
That's fine, but you know what? You know what?
So I mean, I agree with you, Trevor. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm just explaining the way the
What about the one over the Colts?
at it.
If the Colts are now what? They're 1 game back from the division still? No, they're tied, aren't they?
No,
they're
they're
1
not
game
tied.
back.
Yeah, they're 1 game back. They're 4-3. I think they're 4-3. Yeah. So, the only thing we have to do is perform. That's all. I mean, it's there. We just got to get out and do it. And one thing I liked about last week's game, and everybody just overlooked it. Once we got in the red zone, we didn't have any penalties.
No, I didn't overlook that. That was huge because we always set ourselves back 10 yards.
Right. We didn't have any.
No,
so that made it a little easier.
Clean football.
Right.
Clean
football. Like a clean game in bowling. It helps you every time. So now we just need to pick off some passes, get some interceptions.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Well, maybe it's the defense and the lack of secondary help back there. I don't know what the hell it is, but we need to pick off some balls. We really do.
Well, I can tell you exactly why we're not getting the picks and the interceptions. It's that soft ass fucking zone defense. That's exactly why. We're playing bend but don't break. We're giving them the underneath. We're giving it to them. We're not even in place to make the fucking play most of the time.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's just complete honesty about it. And I will say, for all the people that say, oh, that makes Ryan Nielsen trash, I don't think that makes him trash. I think he's just playing with what he's got because we did have a lot of injuries. A lot. Right off the rip. And we are about to get Dewey back. Hopefully, he's in the 21-day practice window. Yeah. So he's going to practice for a few weeks, and then hopefully he'll be designated return.
Speaking of returns and stuff, still no word on Gibson, Tayshaun G. Gibson?
No, dude, they still are not saying, and I still can't even find a reason why he wasn't reinstated at the deadline. And I can't even find anything that says like what his requirements were to be reinstated. I couldn't even find those stipulations.
Right. Okay. I thought I was the only one who couldn't find them. Yeah.
No, I don't understand. It's like we also said this too, but like I just can't understand. It's mind-boggling that they allowed us to take him with us to London, approved his team reps and everything, and still don't reinstate him.
It was the impression that while he was over there, he was going to become eligible to play, and we we're going to start playing him. Now we're back here.
The Patriots game.
Yeah. Now we're back here, and we still don't have a Tayshaun Gibson. What is really going on? Huh?
I got to see his locker. Honestly, Cody, you ain't wrong about that, man. I don't know what capacity exactly.
Cody, no, we don't need Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith is good, but he's that old thinking recycled coach. No.
No. I think what we get from Lovie Smith is a type of tenacity that we're missing. I'm not necessarily saying you put him in charge and give him the keys to the kingdom, but I'm talking about we need somebody with some ferocity. Bring in John Henderson, man. Like, you got to hit me harder than that, Joe. Like,
now I get with that.
That's what we need, man.
Yeah, I can get with that. Heck yeah.
Because these motherfuckers play soft.
I can get with John Henderson now.
Yeah, bring John Henderson in here. Yeah, man, bring John Henderson in here. Like, you got to hit harder than that, Joe. That's crazy.
All right, Alex, have fun.
Love you, bro.
Oh, but yeah. So we'll see.
Man. I don't know. And also, I mean, I know most of the people in the live. 9 people. I didn't invite that many people, so a couple of y'all are just plutonic.
Good. Appreciate it. We love you.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody.
Was there a thong in Gabe Davis or Armstead locker?
Hey, yo, Duval, hold on. I tried to look, bro. I tried so hard. You know, the only person that had shit left in their locker, but it wasn't like real good shit or anything. Jarian Jones.
Oh Lord.
But honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of looking for like a dildo or something in Gabe Davis's locker. I'm not gonna lie to you. He playing like a bitch, a different type of bitch. I'm not even gonna cap.
Oh, okay.
Let's just hope his backhand isn't as wide as his hands when he goes to catch a football.
Quite honestly, I would at least hope that it is, so there's some kind of excuse. This is bad. It's bad, man.
All right. Well, I think
that is a good time. Yeah.
Gabe Davis and Armstead's thongs. I think that's a good time to cut it off.
Yeah. I do believe.
Thanks for coming on, gentlemen. Shout out Worm as always.
Worm.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming on. And
appreciate
you got anything else to say, boys?
Yeah, please subscribe. Join us. Hey, we do this every week. We're doing fun. So yes.
Shout out my mom in there too. Please. Shout out my mom, my dad.
Hey mom, hey dad, hey Downs family.
You said that at the worst time.
No, you don't understand the relationship I have with my mom, man. We be hold on. You don't understand. Yo.
Okay. But anyway.
Like a hot refrigerator, dog. I don't do.
Thank y'all. Subscribe. Keep us going. We'll be here. Unfortunately, I won't be here for the recap or the next preview, but I should be back for the next recap.
Speaking of which, Duval, you're in the chat. I'm gonna be calling you about that later. Duval.
Yeah.
Musical.
I know, right?
Dang. Have to do some family opera type Duval.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
God damn. All right.
We're going to give Eric the suspect.
All right, boys. Well, that's it. Y'all.
That's it, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, for those of you that are gonna watch this later, I gotta say this. Be on the lookout for the live reaction show Monday night. Be on the lookout for that. We're gonna do it live. If I'm not mistaken, right, Isaiah? We're gonna do it live. Live reaction. And I'll see y'all in the stadium on Sunday, man. Be ready for some interviews. Have your hot takes ready. Have your opinions ready. I'm coming to find you.
I don't know if we're going to have film because I won't be there.
Yeah, I won't be at this one, so we might be able to do it Sunday night potentially.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
yeah, Randy and his mom will be there. So we might. I'm not promising anything, but we might.
Y'all look out for a short because we'll have Isaiah make a short to let us know whether or not we're going to do it Sunday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no problem, Cody. Get your shit together, Cody. We trying to bring you on so you can talk shit in here, man.
Yeah, get your shit together, Cody.
Yeah, get your shit together, Cody. Hopefully your shit's better than your takes. All right, y'all have a good night.
Fuck Preston.
Peace out. Have fun.